He was born into destiny, raised to be perfect, trained to never feel. He watched his father die and chose duty over revenge. This is the story of Shen, the Eye of Twilight, a tale of balance, sacrifice, and the burden of being the one who never breaks. In the sacred halls of the Kinko Order, where spirits and mortals walk as one, a boy was born with the weight of legacy already upon his shoulders. His name was Shen, son of Master Kusho, the Eye of Twilight, heir to the most sacred duty in all of Ionia, maintaining the balance between the physical and spirit realms. From his first breath, Shen's path was written, not chosen, written. While other children played, Shen meditated. While others laughed, Shen trained. While others dreamed of adventure, Shen studied the ancient texts of balance. He was not raised to be happy. He was raised to be necessary. Master Kusho was not a cruel father, but he was not a warm one either. Love in the Kinko was expressed through duty, through discipline, through the perfection of one's role. Emotion clouds judgment, Kusho would say. The Eye of Twilight must see clearly, without bias, without attachment. And Shen listened, absorbed, obeyed. He learned to suppress every feeling, every desire, every human impulse that might compromise his sacred duty. But there was one exception to his isolation: Usan, the orphan boy Kusho had taken in, the brother Shen never asked for but came to cherish in the only way he knew how, through quiet companionship and shared training. They were opposites. Usan burned with passion and hunger. Shen flowed with calm and acceptance. Usan fought to prove himself. Shen fought because it was his duty. Usan craved recognition. Shen had already received more than he wanted. Yet despite their differences, they were inseparable. Brothers in arms, brothers in spirit. Shen saw Usan struggle, saw the jealousy, the inadequacy, the desperate need to matter. And though Shen's training demanded he remain detached, some small part of him wished he could give Usan what he so desperately sought. But balance does not play favorites, and neither could Shen. Their bond was tested when the Golden Demon appeared. For 4 years, Shen walked alongside his father and Usan, hunting the monster that turned Ionia's villages into galleries of death. Shen saw the crimes, felt the horror, witnessed the same nightmares that haunted Usan. But where Usan cracked under the weight of it, Shen endured. Not because he was stronger, but because he had been trained since birth to compartmentalize, to separate emotion from action. We must find truth, not vengeance, Shen would say to Usan, trying to anchor his brother to the Kinko way. But with each crime scene, Shen could see Usan slipping further away, the rage building, the philosophy eroding. When they finally cornered Kata Jin at Zhong Pass, Shen knew what would happen before it did. He saw Usan's hand move toward his blade, saw the 4 years of anguish compressed into a single moment of violent intent. And when their father stopped the execution, Shen saw something break in Usan's eyes. A fracture, a turning point, a loss of faith. Shen said nothing, did nothing, because balance required patience. But deep down, in a place he rarely acknowledged, Shen wondered, was he witnessing his brother's fall or his awakening? The question haunted him on the journey home. When the Noxian invasion began, the Kinku remained neutral. Shen agreed with his father's decision. Balance required them to maintain their sacred duty, not abandon it for the wars of men. But Usan did not agree. Shen watched his brother grow desperate, watched him argue with their father, watched the divide widen into a chasm. And then, Usan was gone, banished for touching the forbidden shadows. Shen felt nothing. or so he told himself. He meditated longer, trained harder, buried whatever grief or confusion he might have felt beneath layers of discipline. Months passed, and then one night, the spirits screamed. Shen woke to a disturbance in the balance so violent it felt like the world itself was tearing apart. Something terrible had happened at the temple. He ran, faster than he'd ever moved, through forests and mountains, spirit energy propelling him forward. When he arrived, the temple was burning. Bodies everywhere. Kinku monks, his family, his home. And in the center of it all, standing amidst the carnage, was Usan. No, not Usan. Zed. The man who had once been his brother now wore a silver mask and commanded an army of shadows. Shen searched the bodies, already knowing what he would find. Master Kusho, his father, the Eye of Twilight, dead, murdered by the boy he had raised. Shen knelt beside his father's body. No tears, no screams, just silence. The other survivors looked to him, waiting for orders, waiting for revenge. But Shen did not move. He stayed there, kneeling for hours, processing, calculating, feeling everything and nothing all at once. When he finally stood, his decision was made. Not revenge, duty. The surviving Kinku expected Shen to hunt Zed, to kill the traitor, to avenge their master. But Shen surprised them all. Zed has chosen his path, Shen said, his voice calm and measured. We will choose ours. The Kinku's duty is not vengeance, it is balance. Some understood, many did not. He killed your father, they cried. How can you not seek justice? Shen's response was simple. Justice and balance are not the same. My father taught me that, and I will honor his teaching, not betray it for the comfort of revenge. It was the hardest decision of his life. Every fiber of his being screamed for retribution, wanted to hunt Zed down, wanted to make him pay. But that scream was emotion, and emotion was the enemy of balance. So Shen buried it, deep, so deep that even he could no longer hear it. He took his father's mantle, became the new Eye of Twilight, rebuilt the Kinku in the eastern mountains, far from Zed's corrupted temple. He trained new students, taught them the old ways, maintained the balance between realms, even as Ionia tore itself apart. And every day he felt the weight of his father's spirit blade at his side, a reminder, a burden, a legacy. The blade had chosen him, just as duty had chosen him, and Shen would not fail either. Years passed. The war with Noxus ended. Ionia survived, scarred but standing. Two orders now existed where once there was one. Shen's Kinku in the east, Zed's Order of Shadow in the west. They did not fight, but they did not reconcile. Sometimes on moonless nights, Shen would stand on his mountain and look across the valley, and there, on the opposite peak, he would see a figure, masked, watching. Zed, his brother, his enemy, his mirror. They never spoke, never approached, just acknowledged each other's existence across the distance. Shen wondered what Zed felt in those moments. Regret? Pride? Nothing at all? He would never know. And perhaps that was for the best, because knowing would require him to care, and caring would compromise his duty. Shen's life was not his own. It belonged to the balance, to the spirits, to Ionia. He had given up everything for this, his father, his brother, his humanity. And he would continue to give, because that was what balance demanded. Some called him a hero, others called him a coward for not avenging his father. Shen called himself neither. He was simply the Eye of Twilight, the one who watches, the one who maintains, the one who sacrifices everything so others can live in balance. Was it worth it? Shen didn't allow himself to ask. This was Shen, the Eye of Twilight, the son who chose duty over grief, the brother who chose balance over revenge. In a world of chaos, he is the still point, the unwavering constant, the man who gave up being human to become something greater, or perhaps something less. In Ionia, the price of balance is paid in silence.